Okay, welcome back to Chai channel. So today we learn 4 different neck attacks from the front. These are the same attacks which happened in Merab versus O'Malley fight. Again, we're gonna explain all that at the same time. So what happened? Let me just first go through the sequence and then I'll break it down to see what actually happened. So I got my opponent here, boom, down, front, boom, we got, boom, we got, boom, we got, boom, and turn, boom, 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 and turn. There you go. So that was actually 5 different ones, but the 4 of them occurred in Merab versus O'Malley final, and we're gonna go through what happened, which one of them were deliberate, and which of them were by accident, but still very effective, which forced O'Malley to turn and led to the finish. So the first one we want to learn is what is known as a gravit. It's a neck lock. It's not actually a choke or a strangle. So a gravit is when I get my opponent facing towards the side, and then I'll block his hand by putting it like this. Now this is already in itself very powerful position. If I don't move, Bruce, can you come out? Yeah, very difficult, right? If I hold this way, can you come out? Very easy, right? It's even if I hold very tight, try again. Yeah, very easy. But as soon as I go to my gravit hold, now try to come out. It's not coming this way. Try the other way. It's not coming that way either. So gravit itself is very powerful. Now how to finish it is I put my one leg front, one leg back, and I lift his neck towards the sky. Like I'm doing like a front choke, but one leg forward. Now I don't need to put the one leg forward. I can do it from here directly, but it's much more powerful if you put one leg forward. Just get so much more torque to go back. Now from here we're gonna go to a figure 4 front choke or figure 4 face lock, depending on where my hand is. Like my hand can be neck locking here, so this is the figure 4 neck lock, or it could be here. This is the figure 4 front choke. The fastest front choke you can find is this one. Now what am I doing here? Now I'll go to the front choke variation this time so you'll see. I'll go in front of his neck, just like a regular choke, and make sure it's 90 degree with the cutting bone facing his trachea, and that's why it's a choke, it's not a strangle. And then you put your hand blocking that shoulder, and then put your fist on top of your wristwatch. So do not hold it this way, which everybody does. This is okay, you can still finish, but it's not nearly as powerful as when the cutting bone is on top. Now, make sure also that you're putting it on your wristwatch, not on your own cutting bone, because then you're gonna hurt yourself by doing it. Very powerful, this one. So get it through, block the shoulder, get it here, and then again, step 1, step back, you get extra power lift. That's the joke. Now, I can do it as a neck lock as well if I do it like this. So this one is more like a neck lock, like a gravit. Having said that, I don't have the gravit hold from behind the elbow. So if I do it this way, he's able to turn and come out. So that's why usually we go for a figure 4 choke. So when he goes to turn, his head is stuck under my armpit, and that's why the head cannot come out. So number 3, I get this, and I forget to control the head, forget to control the arm, and he just turns. So this time I'm gonna go for just a strangle hold. So a figure 4 strangle hold. But when he goes to turn, I'm gonna sprawl on his head, and you'll see how his head gets stuck underneath us. See how his head gets stuck? Bruce, can you turn towards me all the way?
No.
His head is stuck because I'm sprawling on his head. If I would be like this, like Jiu-jitsu guy, he can turn all the way and most likely get out. But because I'm sprawling like a wrestler, his head will get stuck. So now when he goes to turn, he's basically neck locking himself. Now from here, the first finish is not actually a choke, it's a neck lock. It's the same gravit, but from the other way around. So I'm gonna be very high, and I'm gonna sprawl on his head, and you see how his neck is getting tied up, and that's the tap. So I'll do it a little bit slower. So Bruce, can you turn back? here he starts turning, and his neck's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And right about now, when I go to sprawl, you'll see his neck is twisting like this direction. Like, it's difficult to show you, but I'm lifting this one while this is pushing down, and that's the neck lock. Right? Now, the neck lock goes really good with the twisting front strangle. So what is a strangle? A strangle is when I get it here and I squeeze. A twisting front strangle is when I get the strangle and I pull my elbow back, and I'll kind of like a gi choke. I'll put the elbow back and cut the artery. So now I get the strangle here. He goes to twist. This is already half of my twist. When he goes to twist, that's already making it tighter. Because he's twisting himself, he's making it tighter for me. So now I don't have to do most of the work because he did it for me. I just have to sprawl. Now it's already super tight. I already feel it that as soon as I go to twist a little bit, he's tapping. Or if I sprawl a little bit, he's neck locking himself. Now I've got to sprawl and twist at the same time. You got the neck lock and the strangle both at the same time. And that's what happened to O'Malley as well. It was a neck lock and a strangle from the front strangle. Now, I'll show you once more the sequence which happened with Merab. And I can tell you honestly, the grab it and figure 4 front choke were there, but Merab actually didn't know about them. He just did it by accident, kind of like accident. He kind of felt it. Because he's a good wrestler, he feels what hurts the opponent, he just goes with it. But the second two, the neck lock and the front strangle, the north-south strangle, that one he actually probably knew, and also he felt it in the moment that this is really tight and I'm just gonna keep squeezing. So I'll show you one more time. This is how you should be doing it. Grab it behind the elbow. Boom. Figure 4 in front of the shoulder. Boom. Turn around. Go ahead, turn. Up and sprawl and twist. That's both neck lock and north-south strangle. Now, this is what actually happened. So, he got the head, and instead of going for the grab it hold, he just directly locked here, like this. So, first was like this, because he just was squeezing, and he got it like this. But because he doesn't have a grab it hold, O'Malley is feeling his neck is just about to explode, so he turns. When he turned, that hand came out. Just bring this hand out, like that, and he went here. So now, again, it should be pushing. If you push, the guy cannot come out. But if you're just like this, it enables him to turn. So O'Malley starts turning. But Merab rolled with it and felt that, okay, now it's getting tighter and tighter, and he's just held the hold because it's getting really screwed in with the screw choke. And then he sprawled, while doing the neck lock, he sprawled and started twisting like this way, and he got the twisting strangle or the screw choke. Let's do it how they did it. I think this is where it starts from. So, boom. That's how you should be doing it. This is what Merab did it. So it failed. Then that hand came out. Boom. So it went here. This is how you should do it. But this is how Merab did it. So he could turn. Merab go with it. And now, again, you feel the position. You sprawl. This is your neck lock only. This is your screw choke only. And then this is your screw choke and neck lock, both at the same time. Very powerful. So my guess is Merab and his team probably doesn't know what is grab it, probably doesn't know what is a figure 4 front choke, but because he's a good wrestler, he just felt the position and he rolled with it, and then he got into that the neck lock and the twisting strangle in the end, the screw choke in the end, and that's how he felt and finished it. Right. How does it feel, by the way?
Oh. Neck killer.
Yeah, really nasty, really nasty. Honestly, I can tell you, the grab it and the figure 4 are both easier to finish and much more powerful than the north-south strangle and the twisting choke and the neck lock. It's very difficult for a person to get out of this if he doesn't know how to get out, because this is not some position where you just feel it, feel the correct get out. Most people try to do the same get outs as you have here or here, because these ones he can just pop out from that side or pop out from that side. But once I have here, even I'm holding very loose right now, blue stripe, both of them, he can't. Try the other side, he can't. Try to get my leg, single leg. The more he pulls, the more he's actually hurting himself. I'm not even doing anything. So it's very difficult. Similarly, with the front choke, once I got it here, same thing, if he turns that direction, he's just choking himself. Turn this direction, he's just choking himself. Get the single leg, he's just choking himself. So if you know the positions, you should be able to finish it every single time. Now, obviously, if you don't know the holds, you end up rolling to the 3 and 4, which are both more difficult to finish and more difficult to pull off, because it kind of requires a certain amount of feeling. So a lot of time when we're doing those with the new students, they don't really figure out the first time. You have to do it a couple of times, maybe a few sessions before they kind of like get the feel, like hang of it. Okay, great.